Yay! We're back! Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am flat today, but as in I am 2D flat today. I am basically vegging out in this episode. I hope you understand. But we're going to have all the fun in Greatest Destiny Adventures nonetheless today, continuing our run and the start of the trial period of episode 5. We're getting to the good stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Welcome to everybody in Twitch chat and Stella, who just came in here. Nice to see you, and nice to see you in YouTube land as well. I hope you forgive me being flat PNG today. But you know, I talk, I go ba 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 ba, you know. I can make my mouth move. I do hope you're having a nice time, and thank you for stumbling across this video. If you like what you see in this video, do let me know by leaving your likes and comments below. And if you enjoy some more, potentially hit the subscribe button and maybe the bell as well, because that will push through some notifications for when new uploads come from the stream into the YouTube form. So stay tuned, and hopefully you enjoy today's one. You're going on a break right now, Stella. That's fine. Spend as much time as you want around here. We never pressure you to stick around for the entirety of this run. Just as much as you can, as much as you would like to do. And yeah, just thank you for giving me some of your time of day, as always. So as I said, we're getting to the business end. Trial Part 1. In the adventure of the unspeakable story, where we had last time some big revelations and some rather sad goodbyes, and heartstrings were pulled aplenty, and now we find ourselves ready for possibly the biggest trial of our fledgling young career. All right then, it is the 17th of April, 9:32 a.m. in the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it.
So where's your friend then?
Sorry?
You know, her in the fancy dress. Susato, however you say it. I don't know.
Yeah, Miss Susato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up.
You're alright with that, are ya? Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off.
It's fine. It sounds like Miss Susato and I won't meet again. One day.
Even so?
But you, Gina, you only get one chance. This trial today is all that we have. Oh, good morning, you two. Said bye.
Good morning, you two. How are you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep? You're my cutie.
I think people were interested until people were going to be interested in us meeting dear Wagahai. And there we have it. Yes, pet the cat. Pet the cat. Pretend to pet the cat. It is Wagahai. It is a very cute cat. Yes, indeed. And it go meow.
Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support.
Everybody's coming in with cat emotes and just cat. That's right.
Isn't that right, Waggy? Meow. Huh?
That's a great way to show you support, kitty. Yeah, literally, cat just be like, yeah, this is trial's not gonna go well. I'm a go. I might as well be a black cat by this point.
Let me have a nose around. What all can it do? Oh, that reminds me. I brought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Bruno? Ginny?
Well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Yep, cat just leaving like that,
Nah, always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities.
Okay, let's not go there. This ain't the time.
Alright then, I'll give the bad news first. record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move.
Huh? The bad news was a weather report?
So I heard that Susie made her train to Dover, and that the train isn't delayed on the way to the port.
God, yeah. My God, she's right.
Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is full scouts to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it?
It's essentially a weather report, but yeah.
I can give them monkeys, really.
I love saying that, can't give a monkeys. If only all good news cancelled out the bad.
And look, this trial has made the headlines too. Poor Breaker perishes in pig purse plunder. See? How do you like that? Well, let them say what they want. See if I care.
I can't because you're covering your face.
Don't worry. Reno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense.
I will. You're cute and all, but even your confidence boost, I don't know if that's going to help me out.
And then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be Discharged Diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Reno?
Oh, yeah. Let's hope so. Ow, my fingers! I'm twisting them so hard. I'm crossing them so hard.
Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it?
Oh, it's like she was still here. Just in miniature form and arguably 100% more adorable than before. And she was already kind of adorable with Sasato. Alright, today's paper added to the court record. Gina's case features prominently on it. I wonder if that's gonna help me. I don't know.
Good luck then, Reno. I'll do what I can.
Huh?
Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. Huh? I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you more support and encouragement.
I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest, but I don't know, maybe you could fire a bazooka in Van Zeek's face if you think it's getting to me a bit too much. Yeah, thanks, Aries. That's very kind of you.
Oh yeah, Iris. Yes, Ginny? Well, I was wondering is all. About Sholmes. Did I fix him up right? Yes. The operation was a great success. But Hurley still hasn't come around yet. I've asked a friend of mine in Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up.
I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Must console the child.
Oh, right.
No Susato-san, and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today, to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense, your trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom.
It's time then.
Yeah. Let's go, Gina. Iris.
Lead the way, Reno.
It starts. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I've learned anything from my great friend, it's that. And that his headband is clipping into his hair, but that's just how it be. Yep. It begins on the 17th of April at 10 o'clock in the morning in the Old Bailey courtroom. Ah! In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. I'm back. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Van Geeks. My lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today. Are there some circumstances to which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? In what one might describe as your former life 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today, you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess, I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. Give us a reason, then. There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large.
He means Miss Gilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
Yeah, I just about managed to work that out. Thank you, though. You're very helpful and very cute. But even, I'm not completely helpless, I like to think. Magnus Gilded. If I'd have known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome. Those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies, only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East. The Nipponis. Yes, I am totally racist now. What? What? Did he really just say that?
Yes, he means you now, Rudo.
I actually managed to work that out, and in pretty record time too, Iris, but...
Thank you.
Total betrayal? What are you talking about? That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zeek's eyes. Was that directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? Why Japanese people? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zeeks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Random, my behind! I've seen at least 4 of these people before, 5 in a newspaper clipping. Please, understand. If this is random, then I am actually Mickey Mouse. Former lieutenant in the British Army here, don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready.
Clean crockery, clean cattery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate, I think.
Everything will be stereoscopic in the future! Absolutely, absolutely everything! And I'm ready for it! I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But, could I have?
Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future roommates. Stop.
Oh, she's Morse coding. Someone brought a snack to court? What? No! Oh, I see what you mean by snack. Oh, trying to, yeah. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Look at my rat. His name is Vladimir. Be careful, Mr. Russian man. There is somebody and someone in the chat. Probably salivating at the bit.
Is something wrong, Luna?
Oh, not exactly. It's just, something is entirely wrong. I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact.
Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know.
I guess just for this game, they whittled that number of London residents down to like 12, I guess. This is the bad future where London is only inhabited by the same 12 people. I think that's what we're getting at here. Now, if you hear me munching, I did have some sweets at the side of me, and I'm gonna have some of them. Like I said, I am vegging out today. Strawberry gummy, very nice. So I've been led to believe. But something tells me I'm being duped. Something tells me that, I should grab the popcorn. Because this is gonna be a bit spicy. Ah, excuse me. I might want to remember that thought. What, London is inhabited by only 12 people? I might see where you're going with that very soon, I suppose. Very well. Now, Lord Van Geeks, the court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. You want to spoil it? Yeah, that's a good idea, don't, because I want to be as fresh as I can with this. The victim, Mr. Pop Windybank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. Le gasp! As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And? What's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say.
Oh!
The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. The autopsy report, prepared by the Scotland Yard coroner, that confirms instant death due to a single bullet wound to the back, and there are no other signs of trauma. Alright then. And a photograph of the victim found murdered in a storeroom. It shows a single bullet wound in the man's back. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. Yep, looks accurate. The proprietor was found in a storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room within a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Windybank, and the accused. Ooh! Ugh. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had it in her hand, the gun used to fire the fatal bullet.
Wow, that's that then, isn't it? Nothing more to say. Instead of grabbing it together to pickpocket anywhere.
She's one of them filthy drabs that lives in the slums on the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then.
What are the jurors waiting for? Those guilty of hell.
Objection! We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt just because of what she has to do to survive. I can't survive without my blood, I mean wine. My learned Nipponese friend. It is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun excuse me. Has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses.
Good gracious!
After their testimony, the girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpurse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth.
The court will take the floor plan and the firearm into evidence. And them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zeeks.
At once, my lord.
A plan of Winterbank's pawnbrokery at the scene of the crime. It shows the relative positions of the main shop and the rear storeroom. It's fairly accurate. That's fine by me, I don't doubt that. And then Winterbank's gun that's assigned to a single discharge, which means... He said there was only ever 1 bullet loaded into it forever when he thought he was a bad business owner and just wanted to end things right there and then, for some reason. So yeah. Gina was found in it when she was found unconscious. Oh, this isn't good.
I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Runa.
I think that's because it has. Matt is wasting no time removing that, I see. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windybank on 16th of April of this year. Barrack! People are fans of Barrack, it seems. Alright then.
It's Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
It's Gregson, and it's 2 randomers. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the courts.
Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie.
It's Bad Mario and Bad Luigi. In the whole extended series, you like Barrack Van Zeeks. I see how it is. Yeah, he's very popular, I've noticed. Normally would remove the cloak at the door. Yeah, but Van Zeeks does what Van Zeeks does. Oh my god, wait, if his name is Ringo, I've gotta go like... My name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupations, same as him. That's my best Ringo Starr impression, and it's gonna be terrible, I know. Also, wait, Yeah, I just picked up on the wordplay there. Short and stout one is called Ringo, holding an apple, which so happens to be, if you translate the word apple to Japanese, you get Ringo. And the other one, the tall and, the tall and quite lanky one, is holding a pear in his hand. And if you translate pear into Japanese, you get nash. Oh, nashi, if it want to be specifically. N-A-S-H-I. But I don't think it would make a great deal of sense. Or it'd be a bit weird to have the I as like a direct, so they just called him Nash. Which if you're saying in like natural speed Japanese, you'd probably just say it as Nash anyway. Yep. There's the pun. Now if that's reflected in the Japanese language version of the game, I don't know. But yeah, one holds a pear, which is nashi in Japanese, and one holds an apple, which is ringo in Japanese. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try my best to. Wait, no, but I think that both of them are probably going to be Beatles by the end of this. I mean, I don't know how good my Scouse accent is. I thought the first were about the body type as well. I mean, it could be two. Yeah, one got a big chin and one's got very round, fatty cheeks, like maybe like an apple. Although if it was me, I'd probably equate that to more like a peach, in all honesty myself, but, you know. And of course, there's Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. We're what they call the Three Skulking Brothers. Eh? What are you looking at me like that for? Don't lump me in with you lot. Cool, blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? It's our old bruv. Lost contact with him we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night we come across you. A very spit of the bloke. And that right, Ringo? He is, now she is. The very spit of him. So we decided there and then what we was gonna do. We was gonna call you Big Bruv Sulky. Come on, leave it out, you two. Sulky skulking? And that's before he's run out of chips. And I turn very sulky when I run out of chips as well, let's be honest. Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand. The Skulking Brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Thieves are they, these three? No, my lord, begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot. I think it's everything from body type to their suit color. Yeah, one's green, one's green, and one's slightly reddish. Yeah, absolutely. I see that too. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove! You mean to say... what an extraordinary coincidence! Sweetie in mouth again, bear me. Oh, but just so yummy. So yummy, soft, gummy, fruity, delicious. They're so sweet, I love them. Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. So short he needs a box. Order! Order! The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question, and what exactly you saw. I'll be happy to. 'Cause a skulkin's never skulkin'. Eh? Get out of it. Trying to think what the lanky one reminds me of. Oh my god, what's it? What's the anti-Waldo's name from that Waldo cartoon? Who's like, heard that, Porter? Oh, what's that name? Because that's what they remind me of a little bit. A little bit of that, and probably a little bit of Jacques Clouseau, if he was a bit more, you know, unscrupulous and evil. I think that's why I see in him. Anyway, they're testifying about illegal entry. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gaff door was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. But once we got inside, core blimey lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We left after that, nice and quiet. Sure thing. Somehow I think press X to doubt. A terrible coincidence it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within, only the victim and the accused were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes.
What's the matter, Bruno?
Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by the pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. So certain they saw something, did they? A typical locker room murder at a glance. Good start for the defense as usual. Yep, another locked room mystery. That was episode 2 of all the things as well. Alright. My word, I've got a lot of materials to use straight away. Yeah, I suppose I was at the reporting party, yes. Got that reading. The gaff store was ajar. I mean, I don't think I can refute that because Gina did open it, but let's press. I think the first thing I do is press. Hold it! The front door of Winterbanks was ajar, you say? What time of day was this? Must have been about 1, right, Ringo? Yeah, I'd say so, right, Sulky? How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true, ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky, me old mucker? Leave me alone. To my fish and chips. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, had already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim. Objection! That is pure conjecture. Huh, perhaps. But it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. Right, that's what happened. Okay.
Hold it!
Was it really begging for you to go in? Like, come on. Really? Hold it! What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious ways, to say, don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon. God's will often presents itself as a whim of thieves, does it? Oh, it weren't no whim, I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Nash. It weren't. Like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it. It was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside.
They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. It led us to a bloke what looks just like our bruv. I said, cut it out. Man, those chips are getting a chomping today. I actually don't know if I'm reacting a bit too quickly to anybody's got a, if any of the other people says a reaction to it, but we'll keep going. I'll try to go a bit slower now. Hold it! A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that? Yep, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv? The firearm used belonged to the victim himself.
Yes. Mr. Winterbank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter.
Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
That makes sense. Mr. Winterbank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded.
That's true. I remember him saying that as well. So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Oh, wonderful.
Hold it!
That's enough inside, really. Okay, let's check this. Hold it! Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one of the door. That's of the storeroom. Of course, there was only a little lamp oil burning. Not much to see by. And the door was hidden behind the curtain and all. That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. So tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Eh? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I would think. Oh, well, your turn to rabbit, Ringo. Yeah, I suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal, eh? Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. My learned Nipponese friend, it would seem, is of the former. Okay, somehow I just proved I was a coward that night. Thank you, counsels. So I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet.
Hold it!
Let's press them on such, shall we say. Hold it! You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was that shit was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes and me lucky locket on me Lucy lockets. So with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left, nice and quietly, you say. That's right, Governor. Nothing we hate more than violence. Peace-loving nipplers we are, not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out me Lucy lockets. So you'd clearly like us to believe. Eh? Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Shakes alive! They fired a gun, you say? Oh! Blimey, Governor! You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway? It was. Why the bleeding order? Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun! And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes!
I shot the right Mr. Shums! I did hear it actually. There was a room made me rush to the hospital. The great Shums, that's beyond the pale!
That is literally all of his fangirls saying that. That's what I decided to do. On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. Woo! The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Oh, yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. A court will hold this weapon as evidence. Okay, a firearm found in the possession of the Skulking brothers upon their arrest. There are signs that a single round was fired. Now bear with me, I'm going to drink on this. Now, my learned Nipponese friend. Yeah? Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. For yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial. Objection! Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there!
Objection!
Objection! However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of this rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windybanks that night. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker shop that night? We will find this out after we have a break! I've just noted what the time is like. It's time to run our usual mandated hourly ad breaks. For the Twitch people, don't worry if you're in the YouTube video, however, because we will be back to it straight afterwards. We'll have cut out the highlight break, and you will enjoy us making our decision on what this piece of evidence should be when we come back. But yeah, hope you have a nice break, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Alright, hello again everyone, welcome back to the show. Thank you for tuning in. if you're still enjoying the video, then, yeah, that's good. I hope you are. And do let me know, of course, if you're watching this in the YouTube land as well. Leave your likes and comments down below. Potentially, maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell, too, for all the push notifications of when we upload new things to the VOD channel in the future. And of course, for people in the Twitch land, if you didn't know that I was uploading things to YouTube, now you do. Check out the link to Laura Petal VOD on the YouTubes right there. Alright, we get back to the episode, and now we have to present some evidence that the two bumbling burglary bibbles did some unscrupulous things with a gun. And since Yunosuke is claiming that they were the ones that shot Mr. Sholmes, our poor boy Herlock, and he may have well been a witness to that, but we need some evidence to back it up in this court case. And the thought came to my mind while I was thinking about it in the break time. It would be the blood samples, because if you remember, if we take a look at said blood samples, we have one sample which we know about. We have two samples which we know about whom they belong to. But there is a stretch of blood here that showed up under this marker. It's still unknown. But if we're going by this reasoning, this is probably likely to be Herlock's blood, potentially, as a likely candidate. But it could be somebody else's. But yeah, we're going to put this forward as the evidence that they also fired their own gunshots and they got Sholmes with it. So there we have it. Alright, the evidence is in this portfolio. What on earth do you have there, Counsel? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do? How arrogantly Nipponese of you. Anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence this court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at your scene? It's obviously the blood sample we don't know. Because that was a victim from 2 cases ago. And this is our current victim's case, which is not the same color as this. We have a third mystery victim of being hit by a bullet wound, unfortunately.
Take that!
Take that! What is that? Explain! It's a photographic print taken at Windybank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. From the scene of the crime, is it? Yeah, believe it. Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windybank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right, and while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun at the pawnbrokers that night. No! Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zeeks? I stand very bored and in need of sustenance. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? This feels too good to be true. No! But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust as the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. and, like the bold baddies they claim to be, open fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. You weren't gonna get into them details. Tell him, Sulky. Set the bloke straight. I've got nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew their testimony was almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. Soup. The soup store, where we of course buy clothes. Yes, indeed. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zeeks? As has been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot has been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim. Ah! In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windybank at all. Ah! So that's it. Hot potato, welcome to Skulls, Pop will make amends. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't, Nash. We didn't. That's what I reckon. Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder. Quite a catalogue, eh, fellas? Oh, we're in for it now, bruv. Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbroker in question somewhat regularly. Okay, where is he going with this? And why don't I like it? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
Eccentric? Says who?
Not me! Don't give me that look! He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop.
Oh! That's one of Harry's red-handed recorders!
What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he'd be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. Yeah. My word, this is gonna take a while. Spot the difference, guys! As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion. Rather prodigal, I feel. In fact, there are two such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here. Thank you. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. The most rudimentary of closed-circuit televisions. The security cameras. It can only get much better and more Orwellian from here. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. That's a bit of fire tuck, eh, bruv? Lady Luck loves the Skullkin.
Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin?
Eh? Must have been just after 1, right, bruv?
Must have been, Nash. Must have been, yeah.
Just gone 1. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment, what scene might we expect to see within the shop? Ah, excuse me. Let's see on. Let us examine the evidence.
Good Lord! Is the defendant Miss Gina Lestrade?
That's not good news for me, is it? As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter, no doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom.
Right? One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel.
So, the right-handed recorder took this scene a short time before the murder took place. That's not good. That's not good!
I don't believe it! Judy!
In short, the accused is the only person who possibly could have killed Mr. Windybank. Ah! I mean, I've only just noticed it, but my man Van Zeeks is also kind of doing weird JoJo poses. Not as bad as I've seen other characters in this game do, but that's kind of halfway to being a JoJo pose. So, there you have it. I say, my lord, who say? Oh, you say. I say, my lord. What if I might put in a word at this point?
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Took a bully bullet to the knee in the Battle of my Wand, 1880, don't you know? Decorated for its old, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Get on with it. Of course, the medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield.
Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? I say get on with it.
Carried on the battle out in retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. Although some of them are women, that's your problem, mate. And we'll all go down together, you'll mark my words. One for all, and all for one. This man is taking several detours just to take a road that's like 5 minutes drive. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct?
In a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Ganadeb Squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report for the court, men. On the double.
His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes to making decisions too.
I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in here. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember.
Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop.
I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Vladimir feels the same here as well.
Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Oh dear.
Guilty.
Oh no.
Guilty.
Oh Christ.
Guilty.
What the heck?
Guilty.
Oh my god.
Guilty.
How do you swear in Russian? I was about to make a joke then.
I doesn't dare that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already.
That photograph! It must be the definitive evidence that Craxton mentioned!
But Ginny didn't shoot him!
No, of course not! My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination.
With this again. Takes me back. The court grants permission, for it amuses me.
So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. Well, I'm nothing if not persistent, me.
We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely ready for action, my chaps.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
What shenanigans are you coming up with? Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. All the evidence clearly points to the finger of guilt to this young pickpocketian.
As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores plumply and rigorously animated.
I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. If I've let it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now.
Mind me tab. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop.
In motherland we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. What brothers are innocent? What do you mean by that, Mr. Man?
The circumstances of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively.
The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print!
Take it from a chap who's seen action in the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the body trigger.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. I'm gonna get you for this later.
Oh dear. These cameras were supposed to help, not hinder.
I'm afraid I think you'll have an uphill struggle ahead of you.
But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windyback. Which means there's more to the situation than we've yet to see. They're a transformer, I knew it.
Agreed.
You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Yes. Proceed with your defense's butt.
That it's funny because can't point anything out now. Let's just press them. Hold it! You're Mr. Matsume's landlord, Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this.
Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, that's done up for the books. Yes, rather was having the time we had back then.
Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all.
Eh?
I think we did a rather a lot for you, didn't we? I could read that, don't worry. I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that, therefore, you should change your leading to not guilty or anything.
Can't be denied, I suppose.
The cast of the Garadeb house was the talk of the town after that business.
Daughters moved out, now I'm gonna get the body sewed to take up the tenancies.
Oh.
Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girl's clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot. But not for us, that's for dash certain.
Oh, I suppose not.
Of course.
There can be no suggestion of that being a reason. I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. Obviously. But honestly, I really wish you'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Like, my god, yeah, why are you looking so much like that? What's going on here? There might be something ulterior to this. Hold it! Polishing the bench, I see. Again.
A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
On my way to market with his help for his lordship, I had to pass to the East End. The place is full of beggars, pickpockets, and crossmen. The scum of the earth.
That's a little harsh, perhaps.
Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
That's right. I had to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rand's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital.
Mr. Sholmes, a maid. Where is my fan art of this? Please give me my fan art of this at some point.
It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot at our very greatest detective.
Minor detail, it was the 2 brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant.
A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway.
Yes, all right. I shall amend my statement.
Those brothers in scum, they should swing. They should swing for shooting the great detective. I mean, I think I can already pick apart number 2 and number 6. I like to think I might be able to do that now, but before we do so, let's do a preemptive save because I haven't actually done one of those in quite a while. Alright, Mr. Cross-eyed. Oh, wait, I say Mr. Cross-eyed.
Hold it!
So, hold it. What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry, what? Don't you know? If you look at the photograph in print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection!
Objection! But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is, if you look at the same print in the stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. Huh. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Woo! How did you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old seeing the 2 prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, it's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. And lo and behold, it didn't! Only as an antiquity. Giving us new perspectives we can only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen! Yeah, if only could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. Right, if you let it in there, what the heck are you talking about, senile? Hold it! What exactly you've been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. Ah, so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. Probably way too old to be one. A surgeon? Okay, that totally passed me by and also shouldn't be a thing. I think you're probably a bit too old. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors, oh no! Even though me and my kind are the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field! So, what is it that you think you've left behind? Ah, well, that's a little embarrassing to be honest.
You said I was operating on someone yesterday. You stabbed the thing, went in for the abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. And when the patient woke up, his spine was missing, and the doctor was nowhere to be seen. And that's how I lost my medical license. What?
Did he? Surely not. I thought it was going to be way worse, and honest, like, he just completely plain forgot he was doing a surgery and just rushed back here. Mid-operation, leaving somebody on the table. Some kind of gaping wound open, and about to wake up from anesthesia and feel that pain. Dude. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I have really left my scalpel inside the fella's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really.
That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter.
That's exactly my concern. And seeing this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I saw in the past where. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure.
I'm sure you need to be more sure. I'm sure you should lose your license. Okay.
Hold it!
Morse code lady, now what? Stop. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean?
Are you from the Far East? Stop.
Yeah, from the Empire of Japan.
All communication with foreign nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete a journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical symbols. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds, crossing the entire world.
Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? Oh, it makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
Oh, you are well informed, young lady. But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop.
And just when I was starting to catch up. The future is crazy. It's scary.
Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airways from four corners to four corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop.
Right. Try not to wear out your fingers.
Era of wireless telegraphy. Telegraphy,
I should say.
Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop.
I think she just likes to just press things all the time. She had a typewriter. She was playing stenographer in the first case that she was juror on, and now she's like, I want to press this again. I like pressing things.
And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the heart of technology. What's utter piffle? I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys.
You have made the neurodivergents very angry. You should not have made the neurodivergents very angry.
Excuse me.
Excuse me! Juror number 3. I'm sorry to interrupt you when you're obviously fuming, but... What? Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do! Say that again! Go on, I'll dare you!
Goodness, are you talking to me?
I think he just might be, yes?
You think stereoscopes are just toys to you, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? Go out and see the graphics. It's all 3-dimensional. Go out and touch glass, for goodness sake.
That's a great way to appease the man, not?
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all.
You just don't know!
Pardon?
I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope Can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously gonna have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene for example. If you had a pair of photographs of a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, could reveal hidden clues you've never even noticed before. What?
Have you got any room now? Any prints we can look at with the stereoscope?
We've got that one. Of course, we also do have the pawnbroker tickets on the back of cat photos. So we do, but are they relevant? Let's see. Technically we do, yeah. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Ooh, are you red herring? Are you giving me a red herring here? I didn't see I was gonna get a ping for getting the wrong answer here, but I am gonna preemptively save just to make sure. Sorry.
Take that!
That one. Oh, I was wrong. I can't actually think of anything we could use at all.
What? Really? Oh dear. I think maybe I need to have a stereoscopic look at your brain sometime.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Give us a moment. So that didn't actually change your... I actually changed your mind there.
Hold it!
Let me have a go at pressing this again, because maybe as soon as I pick the right answer, then we'll get something for it then. Maybe I do need to pick the one that's at the crime scene. Yep, she's going on one, she's going on one. Yep. We're not chasing it this time. Oh, there we go. That's the one we had to chase him on. Okay, right. Excuse me. Let's try this again. Just since we skipped it all through. Yep. So yes. Have we got anything so we can yes, let's say we do, and this time let's try presenting the crime scene photo for something. Maybe for this? Let's give this a go. Okay then. Alright then, juror number 3. That's what I needed to do. There you go. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints?
Oh, of course I can!
Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate.
I'd be delighted to! Just give me one more print, and I'll amaze you all!
Do we not like have a stack of prints? I'm gonna say it's a... Could there be one in this? I mean, I can have a look at the newspaper if I wanted to.
There's a sensational story lower down on the front page as well. Look. Ministry Mo? Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice.
Gosh, for a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of world news.
It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently, they're being intercepted by hostile nations.
communications are being intercepted? But how would somebody be doing that?
That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career in now?
No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday.
Yes, it could be. And it could explain why he has Grexy running from pillar to post at the moment.
The details of the paper have been updated, which contains an article about government secrets being leaked to foreign agencies. Interessant.
Harbor perishes and pig purse plunder. How awful. Virginia, I mean.
But tomorrow's headline will be Discharged Diver is Dauntless Do-Gooder. Right?
Yes, something like that. It's possible I'd like to go even bigger.
Bigger? How?
Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial. Perhaps?
Protects planet?
Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great.
I better do nothing there. I can't open... Yeah, nothing in the paper. What does the case notes you have here have? Not a photo. Not the presentation papers. None of those. I mean, am I not allowed the stack of photos that you had?
Take that!
Maybe if I try putting it in the same one again. Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print? Oh dear. Don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works?
Rita,
What?
you need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember?
Well, give me 2 then. Like I said, there's a stack of them from the ones that Herlock Shelms from his cameras gave. Can I not use one of those?
You know, one for the left eye and one for the right.
Oh yeah, I remember now. But the print we have in the pawnbrokery is just a normal photograph. No, I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation.
Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, you can always show it to this young man then.
I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Thank God I'm not saying this out loud.
Well, let's get things back on track, shall we, Council?
So, at some point later, I get gifted that. So remind me to keep pressing for number 5 later and then chase that through all again. But for now, Mr. Very Creepy Russian Man, let's go for it. Hold it! How on earth you say that how on earth you say that in Russian, I wonder. Please tell me you're not Villain Bolshevik. The Russian revolutionary.
Revolutionary?
Duh. I believe there is such a rumor. It's just a rumor? As you'll see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out. To myself. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat.
And which glove fits?
Good day, I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
He?
Right, that didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. To be treated like vicious criminal all the time, it is very painful. People do not realize. so I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look. The Skulking Brothers? Maybe they went inside Bombroko's shop, but they have done nothing wrong. That is all what I want to say. The Skulking Brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well, first of all, that's one nuts a little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris.
What is it through now?
The jurors are chosen at random from the 12 inhabitants of London town, aren't they?
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, how is it there's a Russian tourist sitting among them, who looks for all the world like a revolutionary?
Oh, I wish I knew.
And nobody does. If I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial will be over.
Yeah, but we know that Gina would never shoot anyone.
Yeah, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I must be ready to go whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Yeah, I think we gotta start pitting things on now. So yeah, number 2 and number 6, because you're updating your testimony to say they should swing for shooting the Great Detective, they're the scum of the earth. To contradict with yours, number 6, who thinks that the bad guys aren't the bad guys. They did nothing wrong. Oh, really?
Objection!
Objection! Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other. Oh, good lord! Counsel, explain yourself!
Oh my! My statement? Contradictory?
C-O-N... Juror number 6! You've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulking Brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Exactly, Juma! Yeah, exactly, Juma. Jury chosen at random from the entirety of London's populace, all 20 people of them. Exactly. This is the bad timeline where London is a ghost town and there's only 20 people in it, just anywhere, at any one time. Exactly. Oh, good to see you here, regardless, Juma. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Why, enjoy another sweetie. I'd offer you a sweetie, everyone, but I can't because I can't do it through computer screens. We don't have that level of Willy Wonka technology yet, unfortunately. We'll just let you walk back and forth, Yunosuke, for a while. Mm-hmm. I gotta say that the sweets I picked up are so yummy you don't even believe.
Hello?
Chilling at the end of the gaming session, so, good morning. Was this an all-nighter you've pulled by perchance? I won't judge, but... Please, if you need to get some rest, I recommend you get some rest, but of course... I gotta tell you what to do, I'm not your mom. Alright, let's keep going, shall we? When the Skulking Brothers fled the scene of the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver.
Yes? They shot Palmer to Shelms in the abdomen, I understand.
Surely you're not gonna tell the court now that you didn't hear. Abdomen, A, B, D, Sir? Sorry, my English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Here is word. Abdomen, part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English, I am Russian, not native speaker. Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again? So... You are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before, we never done nothing. But truth is, they shot detective. That is double negative. Yep, that's exactly right. You got that. Oh god, the mouse! No! The mouse doesn't deserve this! Lying is wrong. Especially when lie is said by person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now, not even my mouse friend Vladimir. It's not the mouse's fault though, sir. Please don't suffocate it. I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Yes, it is, Runa. Easily.
Sorry?
With the prince and Hurley's red-handed recorder.
I thought you meant literally go there. Yeah, that was a demo on my part.
If you compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from half an hour earlier, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Glee, Mr. Prosecutor.
Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all the times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the skulking brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later after the brothers' flight.
So this was taken after Harry was shot then? As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken.
That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot men, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yeah. Good. No, not good. You were right. I did not understood situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial. Well, that was surprisingly easy to convince them.
Yay! Well done, Runa. The balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation in our favor still. Thank you, Counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Hey, that means we can chase number 5 again, and then make him chase up for number 3, and then we can finally get him to do the stereoscopic thingamabobby. Yes. Another print in the court record. I wonder if I can make use of that. In Lake of Lies and many dead fish, we must find truth. Therefore, I say not guilty verdict. Absolutely not. Ooh, do you know what? I can actually kind of make it out by just flicking between them in this screen here. the stuff on the desk, like where all the photos, like towards the back, like where the doll is. I'm talking about all this stuff here. The doll, the scales, the picture of the dog, the big fat books, and the skull artifact here. They slightly shift in the back of shots between the times of the photograph. Part of me thinks that's what I'm gonna get led into talking about when we when we try and chase this up again, which we can skip through because we've already seen it once. Just make sure I stop it on the correct time to get number 3's attention, because it takes a while for this to happen. Right, it's here. Right, it's you. You're not happy.
Excuse me.
And now you need to demonstrate us how to do the thing. The stereoscopy thing. And then we can point out what happens between 2 separate photos. Yes, indeed. We can go ahead and do the thing, like... I was about to demonstrate going cross-eyed to try and make this technique work, but I just realized, oh wait, I'm flat. I'm PNG tuber today, so I can't. I can't do it on actual camera. Oh, I'm a silly bean. Like that, just like the man is doing, crossing his eyes and having a look. Yes, we have. We have one print at 1 AM. So we choose this one.
Take that!
You're number 3. You can tell this one here. I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Hand me one more print and I'll amaze you all. Alright, have the one at 1:30 AM where it looks like the stuff at the back of the what is it, has been moved. So, give it a go.
Take that!
Take that! Alright. These 2 prints were both taken within the same camera in Windybanks on the night in question. Oh, yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. Then, when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth. Yes, exactly!
It's that small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important.
So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all! Not for seeing the same 3-dimensionally anyway.
Oh! Oh! Of course! Now I see!
Oh, I think the young girl has discovered the secret!
I have!
Can you cross your eyes now before you tell me?
Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Reno. Go on! Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them?
Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second.
Well, yes, you can see that straight away. But now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions.
Alright, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. Let's see if I cross my eyes, I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait.
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runa?
I mean, I didn't get a chance to. But I guess maybe there might have been something there. I just need to double check and make sure. But what I do need to check and make sure is that it's time to run an ad break because the time is nearly coming upon us. I will be back in a few minutes for people in the Twitch stream, but for you in the YouTube video watching this currently, do not worry, we'll be right back to the action. Straight after this, we've cut out all the highlight breaks, so you don't need to worry about missing anything, and we'll be back to do some more of this when we come back. See you soon. Oh, excuse me. Should have been back to it, just making sure of some things before we get continuing with today. Yeah, I'm good now. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for continuing to enjoy this in the Twitch streams or in the YouTube video of the highlight I made afterwards. If you're still enjoying it, do let me know by leaving likes, comments, maybe even subscribing and hitting the bell too for the push notifications of new uploads straight to your inboxes. Okay! I think the whole idea when we had to properly see the difference between the two photos. Because I'm like, even just by looking at them in this way, it's a slight difference, but there's obviously been some movement of stuff towards the back of the desk. So I think the idea is I'm going to say, yes, I've seen a difference to move on here, so we're going to do it. Ah! What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things on the counter they sort of jump out at you. Zeke's is the only one actually using the tools because he can't be bothered to be as whimsical as to actually cross his eyes. Just, of course. Oh, dear me. Yes! That's it, you see! That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes! Other amazing power? Oh my god, everyone's doing it. There's someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question.
Basic principles of the stereoscope.
As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems like the objects on the counter haven't moved between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. And I'm trying my best to try and make this work, but honestly, it's just because they are so close together, it's hard to get it together like that, yeah. That's the assumption. Local Japanese lawyer crosses eyes, sees into the future, and starts to believe the prophecy is true! Isn't that right? Isn't that just right? Yeah. I can imagine if you actually tried to turn on the, if you had this on the original 3DS copy, if you had the original Japanese-only 3DS copy of the game, you could actually take a look using the 3D function. You can actually see it properly work in action, but, yeah. It's kind of hard to translate that into, making it onto a flat 2D PC screen. So yeah. Oh well, they tried.
Yes, they must have been.
Now hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I say. But why the devil did this shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What? Me? I have the first idea.
You know, Bruno. It's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 AM. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means...
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zulkas! Gadzooks! Someone tampered!
New information! Stop! Not matching the testimony so far! Stop!
Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, but it seems I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who's responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. Would be either one of these two bolly idiots, right? Surely that's right. Sure, that's right, so let's go for it then.
Take that!
Take that! It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Wait! This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy Lockets. My phrasebook says dukes is meaning hands, and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. Wow, that's an actual Cockney rhyming slang dictionary, my goodness. But this is another lie? Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so.
Now, hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is the common Pears, after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal.
I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windybank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrande's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers had made a key facts in their testimony.
Ooh! But the accused is the Pears. Common guts trash. Why look any further than for the wrongdoer here?
Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam, and you are incredibly prejudiced. No better, in fact, worse than a Pears.
Oh.
I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves?
Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair.
The face I just pulled at the man doing the death slam with his forehead. Do you know, I think he's a bit senile and it's probably got to him already. There's no helping him.
Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Yay!
Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. We'll return home via Regent Street. Stop. Fire into thing. Stop.
Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice, the mighty fire hazard. I hereby call the summation examination to conclusion, with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue.
Yay! Well done. Oh, by the way,
What?
you should hold on to this, Reno. You never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial will be unusual, surely, but alright. Thank you for stereoscope, madam. The folded device that allows anybody to enjoy seeing things in 3 dimensions simply by looking through the eyepieces.
Yay!
Lord Fanseeks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them.
I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. But I can bloody well complain about it. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about the activities that night at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Jinner is innocent. Second chance, second wind. To be continued. You know what I'd say to that? You know what I'd say to that? Alright the heck now! I have to do a save, and then we head back, and we continue right about now!
Yay!
Emma! Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand.
The fact that the man's still there.
I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination?
Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov. I did. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin. Can't blame me. This is gonna be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you get the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windybanks. Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash. It was. Didn't even have time to pull my dukes out my Lucy lockets. However, that was a lie. You brothers... God blimey! On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We never did nothing of the sort. How'd you figure that out? Go on, let's hit each other.
You will now give full formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time, you will tell the truth.
Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. That is your heads, or otherwise your beloved apples and pears. If I do. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. Ah! A thought worth pondering, perhaps. Say no more, Gov, we'll hear you. We'll blabbles quick. We'll peach. Also, do you know what else I've just noticed? One likes apples. One likes pears. Did you know that apples and pears is another Cockney rhyming slang? So even though I've given these guys like Beatles Liverpudlian accents, they're meant to be like full-on proper nage up Cockneys like this. But now I've decided to make them sound like the Beatles. Illegal entry, the whole truth. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing. It was when we heard the gunshots, see? Made us both jump and all that stuff went flying. Lummy, it didn't half give me a fright. We was thinking the shooters come out the door to get us next. We stuck everything back then when we found it and scarpered straight into him into the black. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
So you admit to the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windybank's countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash, that's right. Yeah, more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess.
The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all. We don't, Nash, we don't. Can't it make us sound a bit more cutthroat?
It can't just be coincidence that these men showed up at the Windybags that night. There's more to their testimonies than meets the eye. I'm sure of it.
Transformers! Fancy hoi hoi! Hoi! Hoi!
That's what I meant to say. How you doing, Faz? Welcome in. We is Ace Attorneying. Specifically, we are great Ace Attorneying. And I am making these guys sound like the Beatles. Because reasons. Okay. What am I exactly paying him on? I don't know. I'm just gonna be usual strat and press. Hold it! I'll be nice! I'll be a Faz. A great attorney! Of course it is, yes. Yes. If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place?
Well, you know, we aren't exactly squeaky clean, are we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good. Well said, Ringo, me old China. We ought to land ourselves in even more trouble.
You'll be okay just trying to catch up on things.
Oh, okay then. Yeah.
If you need to do that, don't let me be a distraction to ya. Feel free to have me on this background noise though. That would be quite nice. Quite a nice thing to do. And in fact, now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourselves in even more trouble.
That's rotten luck.
Says the rotten apple eater. The distraction is why I'm here. Well, I am actually your distraction now. Oh no! Well, I'm not responsible for what you then don't get around to doing. I can't be held responsible for this. I've done all the stuff that I need to do, thank you. Or at least all the stuff that I planned to do today, so... There we go. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter?
We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied the place up. Sorry.
We had a gunshot, made us both jump, and all that stuff went flying.
Hold it!
How much are you exaggerating this now? Hold it! So what you're saying is... the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much, you knocked all the things off the counter?
Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerves needs to keep his shirt on. But it was loud, alright, blimey. Instead, Granny would have woken up in that bang. Big brother screamed like a booming baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. I got tangled in some marionettes, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales onto the floor.
You've really mastered working quietly then.
What a racket! Me Granny would have been scared back into her grave with a clatter like that.
So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise.
And then some. I mean, it was quiet at the mouse, and then all of a sudden, BAM!
Is that right, is it? You're very clearly, man's got something to say about this. Ravenous for those fish and chips. Again, why can't I eat them too? Okay then.
Excuse me!
Excuse me, stop with your fish and chips. Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add?
Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels.
No. Something to add to about their testimony. You seem to react just now to what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something?
It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details.
How about you just tell us what's on your mind and stop taking several detours to get somewhere that's just 500 meters away?
As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night.
And the statement they gave told a slightly different story to what they're saying now.
Did it?
You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot.
Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it.
Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. Can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony there, eh, fellas?
If I discover the witness's testimony's been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them.
Easy, easy. We'll get it right this time. That's it. Yep. It's all coming back to me now.
Then speak! Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs.
Right you are, Gov.
We heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun." Okay.
Hold it!
Pray tell, what about that? Hold it! So in fact you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously?
We did, Gov, we did. Although I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all. If you don't want to get shot, gimme that gun! Bam! Kind of thing.
A career in acting tragically missed. Swing and a miss. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell?
Of course we could. From the other side of that door, behind the counter it was.
From the storeroom, where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windybank.
On me Granny's life, cause it was. On his Granny's life, cause it was.
So, that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windybank and the sound of his voice.
So that would mean... What? What, Nash, what? Any ideas?
Yes, Counsel, indeed it would.
No. We didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to deny it when that bloke in all the fancy cloppers giving us the evil eye?
If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true.
On me Granny's life it is. On his Granny's life it must be.
It's a good job his granny's dead. You know, Skate just did an absolute burn there, my goodness. Like, bam, and then blow out the smoke from the top of the gun, from the barrel, just like that. To summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor.
You make it sound like we're clumsy. Don't forget we tied it up after us like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it...
Should just fire it instead of yelling at the girl. Really then? Hold it! You're saying that Mr. Windybank has a gun in his hands?
Oh yeah, better was the sight, eh? Them two waving them guns at each other. Must have got pretty heated. I mean, just before he shouted out, we heard the geezer say, "If you don't want to get shot." Didn't really sound like he meant it, mind. More of an empty threat, you would say.
Mr. Windybank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. That someone being his own. Of course. Exactly.
Good grief! Extraordinary devotion indeed! if alarmingly misguided.
Well, we certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only, the person he was gonna shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper. Bet he wished he squeezed the trigger inside and wasting time shouting, "Gimme that gun." You could shoot like 5 people in that time. Not from experience, mind.
And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot?
That was more or less at the same time, Gov. "Gimme that gun! Bam!" kind of thing.
Yes, a career in acting very tragically missed.
Then we found the sound of someone hitting the. Then we heard the sound of someone hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, we done a slapdash job tidying the place up.
Alright, nothing to that then. Who's taking the shovel cut out the door and get us next?
Hold it!
I mean, they didn't at the end of the day, because then they were... Then alleged shooter Gina was found in the room still unconscious. Still in the locked room, unconscious, so they clearly didn't come out. So we'll see. Hold it! So you didn't try to open the storeroom door then?
Not on your life. It went deathly quiet after that, it did. Put the wind right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, weren't it? No way that was opening.
Yeah, of course, it was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe.
It was, Gov, it was. From the inside. Right, so we've had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we?
Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Like, through the keyhole, or a spy hole, perhaps.
Don't ring the bells, don't light no lights. We had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that. We're still cutting our teeth in this game, see? But one day... we'll really cut the mustard.
Please, cut it out. Now. But as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away. Yeah, unfortunately. Gina was in there, unconscious, with the gun in her hand. To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom?
That's right, Gov, that's right. Couldn't have, even if we wanted to.
Alright, they're being fairly solid about it right now. Straight into him in the black. Yeah, that would be myself. Hold it! Yeah. Whereupon you fired a shot from your gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, yeah, we was a bit hasty there. It was, Nash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up.
If you're shaking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand!
Good advice, miss. Good advice. Truth be told, me mind went totally blank.
Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand!
Mental note made, miss. After that, we legged it down the street, but apparently we're dodgy to the coppers or something. So they clapped the derbies on us like winking.
And after you'd been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct?
Yeah. But listen, that proves it, done it, eh?
He was like, bah! That proves it, done it. We never even had a chance.
Hold it!
Okay then, hold it. And why should we believe that?
Oh, what? Well, 'cause it's true, innit? The place was totally empty when we went in.
At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, these two witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbroker, Mr. Windybank. Correct?
You've got it, mister. Yeah. Down to a T.
So the Skulking brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windybag? Is that really true, I wonder? That's it? That's the full extent of her testimony?
What is it, Bruno? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired.
Thank you, but I'm fine. I'm Yunosuke Naruhodo and I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh, but I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. Something important. It's nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof to support it.
Well, feelings can be very logical at times.
Sorry?
People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all that in, and your brain will politely analyze it to come up with a feeling like you described. You've concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why, that's all. I think you should trust your instincts.
Iris. Thank you. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. Just before the gunshot, we heard the voice yelling out, "Gimme that gun." I wonder if there's something that I've got to refute that in particularly. Hang on a minute. No. Okay, yeah. Something very obvious has actually just popped into my head. Something very, very obvious. Very, very obvious. Me man here was unfortunately done it in the back like that. But these are claiming... let's go straight to him in the back. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, we never had a chance. I mean, you still could have. I'd say you still could have, but, I think what I need to do is refute it with the evidence that the victim was, got in the back. Yeah, because if it was... Give me that gun and shoot him like that, that would be the testimony. Gotta refute it like so, I just... Which piece of this have I gotta refute with the evidence of the shot being in the back, rather than in the front? Uh-huh. The bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. I just gotta find the right piece. Gotta find the right thing to click on and the right piece to refute it with. So I'm gonna do my confidence save here, because since this is a new piece of testimony that came out, I feel like this is the piece that we've got to refute with the evidence. And is it the fact that the crime scene photograph says the bullet in the back? Okay, that was wrong. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip that. Skip that if you don't mind. Thank you. it wasn't the fact of that. Single, that. It's just, yeah, it's just... Yeah, I'm in this weird situation of I know what the answer is, it's just which piece of evidence and which piece of what is it have I got to actually put against one another. So yeah. I'm in this weird situation of, yeah, I know what, I kind of like 99% know what the answer is, and where the case is going. Like, I know what the contradiction is. It's along the lines of... So when I put them together like this, when I gave Gregson this chance to speak, essentially what happened was... there was no silence. Nash claimed to have heard yelling before a gunshot in his questioning prior, which they agreed to, claiming he heard someone yelling, "Give me that gun." He believes that was Pop, but the prosecutor, Van Zeek says this is the gun, that the gun was the one held by Gina. However, they find another one. The Skull King story would imply that Gina and Pop were facing each other at the time of the murder, but Pop was shot in the back. So what piece of evidence goes with what here? That's the bit I'm trying to like actually formulate and put together. So I could just like throw bits and pieces of testimony and evidence together, but that would just take a lot of time. So I'm gonna think it over actually, which will also take me a lot of time to do, but it'll result in less resets, if that's okay. So yeah. Just which way, young man? I apologize for this taking a bit of a while to think about. I'm just thinking about it in the in my own head currently. Oh, no, wait. Got it. I got it. Because what are they saying? What they've been saying? Gotta think about clearly and precisely and concisely what they actually said here. So they said... they think that Pop was holding the gun. But in the photograph, it is not Pop holding the gun. It's someone else holding the gun. So bear with me a moment. Yeah, it's Gina holding the gun. It should be this clearly. We had the voice yelling at gaming gun. It should be this one then we refute? Oh, just not. Okay, just not with that piece of evidence. God, this is confusing. It should be in another piece. Right, reload. Reload it all, and then I'll make it right this time, I'm sure. Spare with me. Alright. There's gotta be instead. The bloke what on the place was holding the gun. It just fine, isn't it? It's this that I had to. It's this that I had to do it. Yeah. It's this one. It was blindingly obvious, and it took me a while to get around to actually think about it here, so it should be that. Here we go.
Objection!
Got it! Finally! Yay! You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windybank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct?
That's it, Gov. You got the picture. He has, Nash, he has. No question.
And yet the photographic evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windybank was not in possession of the firearm of any description.
Objection! You surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more?
Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken at a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, counsel.
Yeah, that's right. Too right, Nash, too right. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl, eh?
Yeah, hardly likely.
No, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel, and heed my earlier warning, witnesses.
A skulking's never skulking.
But really? Really, no. Should just fired instead of anything else. So, wait, are we just back to square one then? What this about? What on earth is going on here then? Why am I square one back on this again? Sorry, what else is there to present against him here? Should the evidence in the present... Should there be another piece of evidence? Have I got it the wrong way around again? So clearly something good happened when I pressed against... When I presented against this, so it's gotta be something else. So there's like red herring evidence here that you can use in this. Okay then. So they always are testifying that that the two people face each other all the time, and that would imply that if they did face each other all the time, then the shot would have been in the front. So maybe we've got to refute it in such a way like this. Let's try this.
Objection!
Let's try like this instead, and maybe we'll get somewhere. So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windybank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct?
That's it, Gav. You got the picture. He has, Nash, he has, no question. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windybank was not holding a firearm of any description. You what? Gordon Bennett, that ain't right. Objection! There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Windybank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand. Yeah, that mole-tooler used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun, bam! Kind of thing.
Hold it!
Hold it! Stay exactly where you are, right there! Eh? If the crime had taken place as you so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out.
Goodness, are you sure, Counsel?
I mean, I wasn't for the longest time, but we got around to there at least. You intrigued me, my learned friend, but let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where's the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? Now I'm thinking, would I need to present the crime scene photograph or the evidence of Gina in the photograph pointing the gun at them? I mean, either one could actually work here. Or is there another piece of evidence that could work for this? Where's the autopsy report? Single bullet wound up have victim's back, no visible signs of trauma. Instant death from a postero-anterior bullet wound to the heart. Is that instant death, or, I'm gonna try this again and see if it does it. Take that! This could be a case of, like, multiple pieces of evidence could work here. We'll see. According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of, "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot. Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe. Yeah, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and its attacker would have been facing each other. However, if I could ask the court to study the photograph of the victim's body again, you can clearly see that Mr. Windybank was in fact shot from behind. So as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. Skulkin. He's been stood on the box this whole time, and that's very, very funny. But it's the God's honest truth. It is, Nash, it is. When we were shot that night, the shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes. Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windybank holding a gun? Somewhat like that. Might have slipped out. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw, with their own eyes, the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash, go! These guys have been confusing me to no end, honestly. Just there.
Order! 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 Witnesses, explain yourself at once.
Well, the thing is, It was supposed to, It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you.
Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
Ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we, cut it out, nurse, cut it out. If we blood now, you know what it'll do to us.
Who are they talking about?
Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you. Bruv, come on, the game's up. We'll have our guts for garters.
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out.
On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place.
Well... Do we have to? On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth.
Damn. I mean, I'm finding these guys super sort of like confusing and a little bit annoying, so the sooner we get rid of them, the better. But unfortunately, I'm going to take a bit of a break here to run some ads and get it done a bit earlier than usual, but yeah. So we'll start the testimony in, so we get some music, but then we shall be back to see what they've got, after we have a bit of a break. So I'll see you back here in a few minutes time. Of course, if you're on YouTube, don't worry, we'll be right back straight away because we're looking out this break time. But for people in stream watching this, it's time to do their ad break time. I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Okay, here we come back to the video, and I apologize that we seem to have skipped forward a blip of the testimony, but yeah, it turns out that sometimes this game is weird when it thinks it's unfocused or focused in whenever I do a mouse click. Like, literally, I went to unmute my mic after the break, and then it suddenly decided to skip forward to the second part of the testimony. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Sometimes this game behaves a bit oddly in that regard, but that's fine. That's what we have the history tab for. So we can start with Ringo's first one, where he said,
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter. I pulled my gun on him and then he legged it through that door in the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's what happened, I swear.
I got a feel for Tobias just on the end there. Detective Gregan just like, I could be literally anywhere else in the world right now, but I'm stuck here with these two morons at the side of me. That really do be like.
So now you're telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop? Well, yeah, sorry.
Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But, honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination of these two buffoons.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. I finally get to get rid of these two idiots! Alright, encounter with the victim. Let's see if I can just pick it out right away here instead of just going for that. If I can't figure it out right away, then I'm gonna go straight in for the, the presses. It's got outside the gaff and even sign relate when the geezer showed this. No, might still be worth giving everything a press. Then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. But no geezer, the bloke was strong as a nox. He jumped me over the counter. I don't see how that's relevant. I pulled my gun in him, and then he legged it through that door in the back room. Okay. We never have nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear. I think I'm gonna have this be the most pertinent thing. I feel like if I press the ones beforehand, I'm gonna get nothing out of them. But, you know, there might still be a thing, so I might as well. So that's all these brothers are willing to reveal this time, is it?
They're still hiding something, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. And not just a minor detail either.
It was almost certainly because of these two that poor Mr. Windybank. Well, you can't let him get away with it, Bruno.
I know. But I get the feeling that there's even less evidence at my disposal this time to prove that they did it.
You've come so far. Now it's time to finish them off.
Well, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I will let them babble for the last time. Hold it! When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windybank?
Well, sorry, I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. But we never thought there was no one gonna come out of the back room like that.
The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom?
Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been.
So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises.
Which means Ginny must have been in there at that point as well.
But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Windybank in the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would they have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you say the accused at that time?
What, that Maltula? Couldn't tell you. No way, Cobber. We've had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it.
Yep, as I thought, nothing.
Hold it!
We'll entertain some more. Hold it. You mentioned that Mr. Windybank shouted those words in your previous testimony too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was the victim, Mr. Windybank, wielding a gun at the time?
Was he ever? Blimey lummy. A great ugly barrel he had pointed straight at me frontispiece.
So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Windybank with a gun at that time, is that right?
It is, Gov, it is. Spot on. And all of a sudden he came at us, he did. It was bedlam. I didn't know who was going for who.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like that shit. We thought we had it, I mean.
We're not getting the boat was strong as ours. Chuck this little apple man over the counter, apparently. Hold it! Yes, I noticed that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too.
Well, yeah, of course we did. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. That got tangled in some marionettes, what knocked over the picture frame, what knocked over them scales onto the floor.
So, in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter.
Big Buff went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can't tell ya. Then the old geezer pinned him. He did that, she did. If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a blooming pancake in seconds.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right, when the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Windybank. He did everything he could to protect his shop.
Oh, yeah, did he ever? Right, I think this is the last one we're not getting anything out of. Let's try. Hold it! Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windybank?
No, never. I was just, you know. Looking out for me bruv, weren't I? He was paying flatens, don't forget.
By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then, the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. He shot me away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't ring quite true.
I wonder why Mr. Windybank ran away into the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him, with a gun.
Ah. Yeah, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Windybank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windybank's hands again?
I have no idea. But that is strange, isn't it?
This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is, me and my bruv here. That's right, Dash, that's right. Me and my bruv here.
I'm finally gonna spill beans in this last one here.
Hold it!
Hold it! You've got to, right? You say you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all. Nothing, Gov, nothing. The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he? Locked it was from the inside. You know it was because we tried to open it. But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade. It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel? I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could possibly have shot Mr. Windybank? Let's say absolutely, I think there could have been, because otherwise I don't think this is gonna go anywhere. I think there could have been. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
What? What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
It did?
What is your point, my learned friend? The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windybank? And it's the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums. 2, my lord. Twice as many chances to be right, maybe? Indeed. Namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? Understood, my lord.
Are you alright, True now?
I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely. So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answer to the questions provided by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where the person could have fired the gun. Right then, if I have what our scene says to us... There ain't that one there. Oh! 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 Something something just popped up in my notice that only happened just now. Check out the back room. Check out the back storeroom door at 1 a.m. Solid. But of course, when we got there originally, we managed to get a look in at the crime scene because there was a door. There was a little like mini door, which is there at 1:30 a.m. You can see it then. So in between this time, someone's managed to make a perfectly square hole. And the implication as to what made that could be dire. What's going on in my head right now? I think I know where it might have come from. Or what made it. But of course that's going to be later. But let's just say, for any sake, like, there could have always been a route to this door from much any vantage point, really. So yeah, I think the most likely thing would just say like get him from this vantage point here, because then if he's behind the door there, there's every opportunity that the bullet could go past through the door if it's a strong enough round. Like this line of fire seems like the most likely thing, so let's go for anywhere here.
Take that!
Take that! The defendant believes the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And in answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? I would say, yeah, right behind the door, right? That's what I'd be led to believe. Yeah, surely, yeah, that would obviously be the best location, wouldn't it? Because then if it's like right up against the storeroom door, then there's every chance, like I said earlier, that the bullet could pass through and still get him. So yeah, he had to be right here, because that's where he was found at the end of the day, as well. That just makes the most sense, doesn't it? Right, spare with me, and I go, wabba-boo!
Take that!
Take that! It's a straight line, is it not? There's just a door in the way. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Windybank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood from the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulking Brothers' earlier testimony,
I pulled my gun on him and then he licked it through that door into the back room.
I have a feeling my Beatles accent is now being lost to me, unfortunately.
Oh no!
If Mr. Windybank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. Ah! It was at precisely that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. Nah! Ugh.
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. Hold on a minute, I'm still in reminiscent land. I'm still in flashback speak. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Poor man. Shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety.
Oh, of course! he would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windybang.
Objection!
Objection! I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key into the lock? Ah! But... what if someone else locked the door? Yeah! There is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door! Is that so? Very well then, Counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? Probably gonna be her, because she was... maybe's already there doing her business, I feel like. I feel like that's the answer we gotta go for, because literally that's the only other person that could have been in there. Yeah, she could have done it, but in an attempt to be like, I'm gonna save your life, rather than, put you in a situation where you're going to be... done it like that. So yeah, I think it's obvious who it is. The only other person that they found in the storeroom. Gotta be her.
Take that!
Take that! Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
Objection! That's absurd! You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, Counsel? Yeah, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, Counsel. Remember that, please.
Oh, but of course Gina would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh yeah, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windybank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windybank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? Oh, that's us, bruv. If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yeah, it would. Then probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bang. Again, hire me for your Foley. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windybank fell to the floor where he was just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windybank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it, in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
Ooh. Hold it! But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it! We ain't, Gov, we ain't! You've got to believe us! I mean, come on, we'd never shoot no one! Objection! That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes! There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windybank's murder. Go! Yes. Where does this leave us? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all?
I should have known it was those three brothers. They'll look as shady as dense forest.
That was amazing, Runo! All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know. First time ever. And probably the last, because Sod's Law.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict of not...
An admirable effort, my learned friend. Huh. What's this now, and why do I hear the boss music? He's laughing?
You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zeeks? I myself find the defense's arguments most persuasive.
I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. How do you know this? But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here.
Man has got words I've never heard of before. Jesus Christ.
What? The hypothesis you put forward is so ostensibly, credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. A fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing?
I say, Lord Van Zeeks, might be an idea to explain to this bolly conjuring trick of where it is and the troops on ground,
I read that perfectly, I don't know what you're saying.
The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Take that. What is a man? Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George! Count bullets?
Oh dear. He noticed them.
Huh? What's everyone talking about? And why am I the last to know? Counsel! Yes, sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. 2. 2 bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene.
Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar.
Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windybank, and the skulking brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each.
Now then, my learned friend. Oh, I don't like this. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yeah, I did. Oh my goodness! I think you'll find that if the single bullet that was fired from the brothers' gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means...
Windybank not shot by same gun. Stop. Only 1 bullet. Stop.
Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Ah!
Ah, jeez. Order!
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. Somebody at the back is literally going, "My eyes!" And then somebody else might be going, my leg!
Lord Van Zieks!
But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person from the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon.
Woo!
And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. Ah! That disc!
I'll be taking out whatever it is off McGildy's down to the yard, thank you very much.
No, don't! Don't give it to him! It's mine, that is mine!
I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGildy has to be taken in as evidence now.
Yeah, that music box disc. McGildy's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windybank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence.
Good gracious!
Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop to if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril.
I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendant's character. Hold it! Lord Van Zieks, Inspector Gregson? What?
Yes, Inspector?
We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and I think it was agreed that that disc wouldn't be used as evidence.
What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zieks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting.
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent.
Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
Indeed. Bailiff.
The music box disc added. Used to play music in a mechanical music box. On the reverse side is a note that reads, "For McGilded." Right then.
The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. There is nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case.
Ah, nuts.
I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once, for all of 5 minutes.
Oh dear. It wasn't even for 5 minutes, Runo.
Don't make me feel bad about that little girl, please. Little Iris. Don't make me do that.
My lord! Wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about it in a bit of fog up until now, if truth be told. But all of a sudden, the answer's body obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, shoot.
Very well. The court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
Oh no.
Guilty.
For crying out loud.
Guilty.
Why must you do this to me?
Guilty.
I don't like this.
Guilty.
No! Have I got to appeal to their bloody appeals again? We have a consensus among the jury, it seems.
When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
That's my line! I wrote that! For Harry! Ah, how dare he use it against us!
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet.
There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. That's beyond any doubt.
Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. I didn't even need to ask this time because I'm sure he was going to do it. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Gareth Gordon is primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty.
But this may have to be for next time. I hit my options. I hit the save button here. And we will do our second summation examination the next time we play. Because, yeah, I'm getting to a late point in time. I need to take care of some things as well before we get to bed. Right. But what a fun day we've had today. I think I've left it on a pretty good cliffhanger here. I find out what they've got to say. And then refute them and say to them, no, you're wrong. And I'm right because I have protagonist energy. That's right. So we will do more of this dreaded case next time we play. Thank you so much for tuning in today, everybody. Even if just in the lurking capacity here in the live stream, or if you've tuned in for the entirety of it, maybe even in the YouTube video as well. Thank you to Twitch people. Thank you to YouTube people. Thank you to all of our lurkers and people taking part in the stream. Very, very much appreciated to have you on board, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Reminder for people in the Twitch video that we are going to be putting this onto the YouTube channel a week afterwards, so tune in for the upload then, and you can watch all this back in all its glory and watch me stumble across over many things, it turns out. But yeah, with that, we are done for today, and I say thank you, and I bid you farewell until the next time we play more of the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Thank you so much, stay awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Take care!